Welcome, my name's Dan Morgan. I'm the executive chef here at Pamfilio's Italian Deli in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Today I'm going to be doing a cider braised pork shank. It's something that we've been considering putting on our new menu. So with this dish, we have some butternut squash in it, some sweet potatoes, some onions. Also, if you like at home, you can add some rutabaga, some turnips. We're doing it today over a spoon corn pudding. If you're health conscious, you can always do it over some braised kale. As you get into the fall season, you want to go for that more hearty, more braised items, as if it's a pork shank, if it's a lamb shank, or if it's a short rib. Try to stay away from the grilling, so you're going more to the heartier meats that take the time, either if it's in a crock pot or if you are braising in the oven. So the first step is you always want to make sure your pan's nice and heated. Just add a little bit of oil to it. So with the oil, how you can tell it's hot though is if you put it on the pan and you start moving around, it's like wine. You start to see the legs form up and they slow down. Then you know your oil's hot and it's ready to get whatever product you're putting on it. So like I said earlier, today we have the pork shanks, so we're just gonna season them. Should always season your meat with salt and pepper. So we'll do it on both sides. So once the meat is all seasoned, we're just gonna put it in the hot pan, sear it. As it starts to sear, the reason for searing is you wanna get that nice brown caramelization around the meat. So as you're searing it, like I said, you're getting the flavor, you're getting that color to it. Once it's all seared, ready to go, we're gonna add some onions to it. It's a medium to large size onion that's sliced. With the onion, what you wanna do is you wanna saute it. You wanna get those flavors of the pork juices going in it, and you want that onion to be nice and translucent. The next step is we're gonna add a little bit of lemon zest. What the lemon's gonna do is gonna add that acidity, and it's also gonna give a nice flavor to it. So once the zest is all set, we're going to add some rosemary to it. Rosemary goes very, very well with braised items and also with pork. Some sage. Some whole garlic cloves. If you don't have whole garlic cloves, you can always use a minced garlic. We'll add some celery. Some carrots, peeled and diced up. And also some sweet potato. So once you let this cook on the stove for about 10 to 15 minutes, the onions are going to get really translucent and all the flavors are going to marry very well. You want to get your apple cider and you just want to deglaze that pan. You want to let that cook down to about 30% because as it's reducing, the flavors are going to really concentrate, and also too with the vegetables. Like I said, once it reduces down, we're going to add some chicken stock to it. Once we get to that nice point where it's not boiling, but it's a little more than a simmer, we're going to add some demi. If you don't have demi at home, you can always use a can of turkey gravy. So now that we're at this stage where all the vegetables are all seasoned and married together with the pork, we added the chicken stock, we added the cider, we added the demi. Now we're going to cover it with saran wrap. We'll cover it with foil. We'll place it in the oven between 4 to 5 hours at 400 degrees. So now we'll start on the corn pudding. Once again, you want to make sure your pan's nice and hot. We're going to add some butter to it. Once the butter starts to brown, add some corn. Here I'm using fresh. You can always use some frozen. So we'll saute that up. Once again, make sure everything's nice and seasoned. Some salt, pepper. So once the corn's sauteed, the butter's all melted, we'll add the chicken stock. And we'll also add the heavy cream. And we'll add the sugar. What you want to do now is you want to let this come to a rolling boil. Once it comes to a boil, you want to turn it off the flame, put it off to the side, and it's almost like you're making a polenta. So once it starts to boil, what you want to do is you want to turn down your flame, or actually take the pan right off, and slowly whip in the corn muffin mix. And as you're whipping, it's going to get thicker and thicker. And that's the consistency we're looking for right here. So now once your corn pudding is all set, it's at the consistency you like it. What you're going to do for dish up is put a good amount at the bottom. So it's going to be sweet. So as you have the nice boldness and the richness of the pork, it's going to marry it very, very well together. So we'll put some of those braised pork shanks on it. Some of the sauce. All those vegetables. And then on top of it, I just got some fried sage leaves that I just fried in some oil. And there you go. Braised pork cider with some root vegetables over a corn pudding. Thank you for watching. please join me at Pamfilio's from Monday to Saturday, 11 o'clock to 9 p.m. And also look forward on our website at Pamfillios.com. We will be doing cooking classes that start October 20th. The first one we're doing this year is going to be a Taste of Tuscany. So please look on the website and look for future events that are happening. Thank you.